Hey guys, gals, non-video house, all my pins and picks out there. Welcome back to another Hope Loves Talks. Now, lately we've been reviewing how to create a character, and recently we talked about character background just 2 weeks ago. You know, basically what your character looks like, why they look that way, what your character acts like, why he, she, them, they act that way, and you know how these events that have happened to them have shaped them, and you know how the plot is going on is going to keep shaping them. We've thought about keeping that in mind because, of course, when we're making up a character in our mind, in our head, to enter into this story, the reason that they've been entered in this story that they're entering, and they've been inserted here, yes, is because they're serving some type of purpose. Now, what's their purpose? What's their goal? You know, why did you put them in this story? Why not that story? Why not the other story? Why does this person fit? And why do you need this character? That's really the next question we have to ask ourselves. So, I have for a new character that I will be adding into my fanfic. The real reason why we need these new characters, and this one character in particular, is to kind of show, and yeah, I don't want to really give away spoilers, but if you do read these fanfics, and if you do already kind of feel like interested, it's in a series. First one is called Unseen. This current one is called Focus, and I'm going to be working on Legacy. And then also, if you're not all caught up and you don't want it, you can click off now. Okay. I don't want to be that person who ends it. But the reason why I'm putting in these new characters is just to show how kids, I guess teens, and people who grow up inside these things called domes perceive life. Because they've kind of lived in this whole entire world where it's all about Code Red 24/7. And yes, this is a Clans fanfic, but it's not all based heavily around the romance. It has its romantic moments, but it's also supposed to be an adventure, and that's the good part of it. So if you want to check it out, if you're watching this from YouTube, obviously you don't have to look too far. Just head over to the About Me or the About the channel and just click on, and if you're on Spotify listening, just do a little quick search for my channel. If you don't find it, I don't even remember my own username. That's bad, but you'll probably find it. But if in the event that you don't, my username is HopeLove0304. So, but anyway, yeah, we're getting off topic. But really, the whole entire strategy for me putting in these characters is because I need them, and I want to show the audience or the viewer, and really just all of the people who are reading the story, and just kind of connected and involved, what life is like inside these domes, which we've just learned about. These are basically these structures that kind of hide their Code Red worlds, and they live inside them basically just like normal human beings would, except things are a little bit different because they're Code Reds, and there are many changes, like how their education goes and how government runs and works. Of course, yes, it's a democracy, but it's really interesting, and it's something that when we really get to in the story, the characters, you're one, gonna love the characters, and two, you're gonna really love to grow with them as an audience. I think the best part about the characters is that they show what I need them to show, and that's the whole entire thing. My goal and purpose is to shed light into this part or this aspect of our story. So you have to kind of think about that. You have to think, well, what do I want in this song? What do I want in this essay? What do I need? What opinion do I need to shine through? What facts do I need to add? What things do I need to add to this video to make it better? You know, adding different opinions and different sides of voices and points of view, really, and just, you know, adding in more information and just facts on top of what we already know only enriches your story, unless you don't have a real reason for adding this character in. And if you don't, then don't add this character. It's the number one mistake of so many artists and authors and tons of creatives. If this isn't something that you need because you're not trying or really doing your best to show the audience that this is this by inserting another fact or adding a few more characters, then why are you adding it? It's extra and non-needed if you don't need to get across this point. If you already have gone across this point of what, you know, I don't know, what life was like in the trenches or something, you might not need to add that extra fact. It's just there to be there. And, you know, if it's super, super unnecessary, just get rid of it. You don't want to have excess in your stories, because when you do have excess, it creates this chaos, not only in the creative's head, your head, but also the reader's head. It makes a lot of things not make sense. Like, if this character is supposed to be here at some time in relationship to other characters and to the main timeline of the plot and to the subplots, they need to be there. If you want to just do something to bring out and show out another personal aspect of this character, and you're not fully going to commit for using them in relationship to the story, then you've got a problem on your hand. You know, if this character is only being made for you, and it's not being made for any involvement for the movement of the story and how the story is being told or how it's going to be told, you know, then you shouldn't add the character. You know, it's great to have little one-off moments with our different characters, seeing how they see things or things in their own perspectives, and it's really, really nice and interesting, actually, to say the least, when we have these moments where we have different character points of view or POVs back to back, where we see, oh, one character's dealing with this, and then we cut off and we go to see the other character. Or, you know, they do that, like, slash bar thing, where they have different masks in, you know, the video and the animation, and you see that another character is dealing with this, another character is dealing with this, and they all come to, like, some type of halt, you know? Like, there's this intercepting POV while they're all doing their own things. You know, that's really, really great. That's amazing. That's what you want in a story. And, you know, you also want to have your moments where characters get to shine in their own light and they get to move the story forward in the way that they are supposed to and that they need to. And if your character is not going to get any of those things, then truth be told, you probably just need to X them. You know, if you think the character is a great character and you might use them later on for other things, that's amazing. Because let's be honest, in real life, like all of us have this moment where we want to bring a new character in the plot, and the plot is perfect at this one opening time to bring in this character. But, in your head, you've come up with multiple scenes to, I don't know, get to know this character in many other ways, or just other scenarios, really, to know this character, and it doesn't match up with a certain subplot, and you want this, but you don't want that, and you kind of have a character who's been so fully developed that, you know, it would be kind of a waste if you didn't put them in anywhere. But because of the way that you've changed the story and the plot just so slightly, this character doesn't make sense to now show up. This character shouldn't be here, and this character should be doing that. When you have moments that occur like that, obviously keep your character and wait for when it's the right time to have them come in. It's always better to have a great character come in late or later than you really intended for them to come in, rather than having them come in early. When it comes to introducing new characters and new people and places, really, yeah, of course, new settings and new concepts and ideas to your stories, it is all about timing. And it's all about how, when, and why you do it. If it's not done at the perfect time, it will often leave not only you, but also the readers confused. And the character who's a real baddie won't seem like much of a baddie, but maybe a over-glorified a-hole. Or maybe somebody who's weaker compared to this other character. And you didn't want this direct comparison to happen because you knew that, and you wanted to give this own character their own time to shine. Which is why this character needs to enter the plot at their own allotted time. And not when you want the characters to do it, but when the story, the plot, the reader, and even, yes, you are ready for the character to come in. Because if you change a scene slightly and the character just doesn't fit anymore, move up or move back the time where we need the character. There's no use in ruining a perfectly good scene just to introduce a new character. You have all the time in the world to do it. This is your story. This is your book. This is your song. If you want to introduce a new thing, a new aspect to this life and to what you're trying to convey and tell to others, then you need to wait for it. Because if you wait for the perfect time to come, when you know that it's like, they're not really gonna fit here, when you need a character to go into a scene really quickly to make it really cool and stuff, if that scene fits for that character can shine in their full light, you can just yeet that character in, and then maybe you're already done and hitting publish. It'll keep your subplots aligned, it'll keep your regular plots aligned, and that's all you need. So, of course, with that, work on character timing. Work on when you're bringing them in the plot and why you're bringing them into the plot. If it doesn't work out, then obviously move them back or up. And if you can't move them back, then just hold up. Wait and see if you can move them up. Otherwise than that, I'll see you next time. And I love y'all. Peace. I hope you enjoyed.